streaming. Oh, I forgot streamer. I do have streamer bot open. Hello there! How are people doing? See if I can... And... Okay, so let's switch on Twitch and see if it works. Okay, how are people doing? Let's see. Hey! Hi, Logan. Your kids got up too early. Well, they tend to do that. Okay, so let me see. Let's see. Okay. I need to see if the chat overlay is not working. It's not connected to... Let me just make sure that... Okay. Okay, so... You're trying to figure out how to make a resultative serial verb construction. Well, I mean, it's going to depend on what like your verb structure is certain, but generally serial verb construction is just you put one thing over after the other, huh? You should have just the cause and the result. We've got some things to take care of today. Mhm. Yeah, a resultative and make it identical to causative serial verb construction. I mean, they are sort of two sides of the same coin, right? Let me make sure. How do I... Okay. Very stream manager. Sorry. Okay. And am I stable everywhere? Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. I'm going to change the size of this overlay. And then my chat overlay. I need to... It's been a while since I used the streamer bot. I need to figure out... Settings... Mr. Purple, I'm conlanging. Mr. Purple has found me on Twitch here. Let me quickly see if I can get this to show up better. You guys read the chat messages there? Okay. So, we had a poll on social media to decide on our terms for the larger numbers. And so, you're not used to isolating grammars. Well, there's a first time for everything, Sutton. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm going to decide on this now. So, it's pretty clear here that the word for 100 will be key with the geminate. So let's go ahead and let's go into Sylvan Notes. Okay. Numerals. So 100 is key. And then 1000 I thought this was going to take more analysis on my part, but it's pretty straightforward. So 1000 will be Tifei. 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 English is not that isolating, Logan. I don't know why it didn't give me the option to keep formatting, but it's fine. This is just a notes document. Okay. And then 10,000. It's a little bit different. So technically, these are tied, but since this one wins for 1,000, then we have tpzp for 10,000. I need at least one of the dialects to preserve those syllabics because it is actually kind of fun. Tpzp, tpzp. Verbal constructions. I don't know, Logan. I don't know. We do have a few inflections. Sort of, yeah, so this is literally, this is yeah. Right. So this is literally 10 and 40. And she, what is she? Is she, where is she coming from? Oh, so Todd, Hey, Maki, She, Pli, Fi, Plichai, Plichai, Plicha, Pato, Pate, Pate, Cheba, Wifa. I think that, so the she is 4. I think that's what I meant is the she Gituifa 420. Okay, and so from there, like this can be key. Kiwifa. Kiwifa. Not, no. Kiwifa. Kiwifa Tad. And 999 would be, we got 9 is Cheba. Chebaki. Cheba. Cheba Wifa. Wait. Get Wifa. Oh, no. It's, Okay. This is going to be weird. Wifa e Tishikitwifa e Kheba. 199. When you commit to a crazy thing like this, then you get man eats fish. Man eats fish with his hand. Man agent hand fish eat. It's interesting. Okay. So this is 1,000 and this is 10,000 or myriad, or if we want to, when, just to emphasize that is a root that means 10,000. Okay. 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 Should we require... So here's a question. And... Chat, should we require that we define it as tadki. That's going to be a mouthful to say. We might end up simplifying that a little bit. All right. Let's see how this goes. Now, the other poll that I ran just for patrons was to say, I was going to say, like, how far does the agreement go in terms of, like, what numbers agree, right? However, I decided to go a little bit further and just say, how about long numbers are fun? Long numbers are fun as long as you're not just constantly dealing with super long stuff. And I need to work on the settings for my chat stuff because I don't know if that shows up very well. So patrons, and patrons, you gotta vote, guys. $1 a month, and you can vote in these polls. Look, you could have an impact if you just join up and watch for these polls. So we have decided now that I had thought about initially I was going to go with how many numbers up does the agreement happen? However, I thought I needed to step back and actually agree on one other thing before I did that, and that was, do they agree with the noun in grammatical number? So that was our options were, we just do full-on number agreement, singular or plural. The other one was we neutralize plurals, when there's a numeral there, which is totally, that happens in lots of languages. So that's something that's reasonable to do there, right? So what we have decided is we do the full number agreement, though. So that means that there's going to be an interesting dynamic here, because only Todd is going to have all of these singular forms, and then all of the other numbers will have these plural forms. We might still end up splitting the difference and have like a number that ends in Todd ends up agreeing with singular in some way, just because it's going to be like much more frequent. But we'd have to see. Yeah. Yeah. So this is where we are right now. Now, let's actually, I'm liking Google Forms because I can do something with Google Forms that I can't do otherwise. And I'm going to ask a question. Google Forms, should I do Google Forms or straw poll for this? I think actually this will work fine with straw poll. So I'm going to create a poll, and it's going to allow selection of multiple options. What numerals will agree with the gotta take a minute. What numerals will agree with the class of the noun? And we're going to say we're only going to go 1 through 10. If it go, if we decide to have have 10 be 1, then it's so let's jump here. Okay. Oh, I missed one. Let me make sure I hit the wrong button, that's all. Okay. I'm streaming. I'm talking to people on the internet. What? They're not in our house. They're in their own houses listening to me. Just gonna quickly double check and see. Now, I will say, my wife is trying mightily to get the baby to go, but she is not moving. Okay, and then show advance. Let's give you guys a full 10, let's give like 15 minutes. So 2:22, 10:25, and we're gonna go with. Now we'll go with 8:40 a.m. and we'll give you guys a solid 10 minutes to do this. And it is totally valid to check all of the above, and I'll just base it on like what's the highest thing that gets votes. If you skip over, like you say, okay, the plecha is derived from 2, so maybe you skip over and you have that. That's an option you can do. You can let me just paste this in Twitch just in case. And how do I? Okay, I'm going to go into here. Hey, what? Okay. And there we go. We're not having people spamming. And then I will keep an eye on the results here. So let's see. It's gonna be like what's the highest thing that like the majority voted for once we get to the end, and then we'll go. But I think it's pretty certain that Todd is going to be one of these things. So let's actually work out some agreement morphology here for Todd. And we can, so what we need is, so let's insert a table. Table, okay, I think insert table, and we want, right, insert, and then we'll add rows as we go. So numeral, and then class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, and class 5. Okay? And so here we've got our tud. Tud, very ancient root. This tud may actually evolve into an indefinite article too. So that's something to think about. But we need to go to Lexergy and get an initial idea of what this paradigm for TOD would look like. TOD for completeness, and then we need to get all of the singulars, because for now, obviously, since it means one, it could only agree with singular. That can change. So let's where's my navigation? Yeah, so we want to take all of these, and then we want to go into Lexergy, and it's just tad add id ud tad and tadik. No, and tadi. So this would have been e at the beginning, and we go here, and so now let's see. This is interesting the way this worked out. So let's I'm not sure where did my navigation go? Okay, this is interesting, but that's not what I wanted to see. I want to see navigator. Okay. Numerals. And then we will just sort of go in here, and then we're going to see about Tadid. Tajik. Tadu. And then it's going to be Tad. Okay. Okay. All right, folks. So let's check in. I need to check in on my thing. We can't have just... Hello, Tuna. How are you doing? Eva. Go check the poll. Check the straw poll. We are deciding just what numbers will continue to agree. We'll end up agreeing with the with our nouns. Oh, meaning of to foam. Interesting. Interesting stuff, Soten. I want to see. I seem to have everything working on my streams. We'll just have to see. Okay. So it looks like we're going to need a few more rows at least. So let's see exactly how many we need in just a minute once the poll ends. Okay, we've got some more people in the chat here. Let me open up my chat so I can see. By the way, just so you guys know how much I want to make sure like everything is working. So I've been trying to multi-stream to Twitch just to see if like I can draw in a few people from Twitch to come and watch. And and what am I saying? Yeah, so I've been multi-streaming to Twitch just to see if I can get a few people in, and it's been difficult with all the solutions to do it. So I thought, okay, I'll stream it from my computer, but my router is way over there, It is it is way over in the bedroom over there. So Wi-Fi was not working. So this week I bought a 65-foot Ethernet cable that is now connecting my PC to there. Right now, it's just like temporarily hooked up, like draped over some things. Maybe later I will find a more permanent way to like mount it up near the ceiling so that it's out of the way, but we'll see. We'll see how well that works. Okay, so let's go back to the poll, which should be ended by now. Let's see. And it looks like, wow, so one person voted to skip over, but so we have 4 votes. So we have 4 participants in this vote. So the majority are agreeing that, well, not quite the majority, but close enough, are agreeing that 1, 2, and 3 will all do agreement. That is interesting. We can do some fun stuff with dialects with that, but for now, let's figure out then the forms for gae, gae, gae. Where am I? Ha and maki. And these are both going to be interesting. Now, this is just like preliminary. We can go through and make these a little bit, like mess these up a little bit and make them irregular. But let's go back to Lexergy and figure out what sound changes alone would do to them. And then we will get there. Decided that was silly. That's fine. Languages do silly things sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then now we want to get the plural forms, because if you have 2 of something and you are agreeing with the grammatical number, then you will always, 2 will always take the plural marking. So let's go and jump to... Why do I always keep losing my navigator? Let's jump to... I really need to reorganize my stuff because everything's like sort of in the wrong place. Noun classes. So we want to... So what we want... I think I should hand type this in. We want hey e and then hey pug pow and ab. What happened here? Pug pow and ab, and we apply that. Hey. Okay. Okay. So let's jump down to the numerals. And then we'll figure out. So I'm going to say that actually just further drops the schwa, and we end up with hey. That makes sense to me. Hey. Hey, just hey. So, class 1 for 2 is hey. Now, let's jump in here. Gepug. With that long schwa. That weird long schwa that appears. Gepau. And then geab, and then of course class 5 is unchanged geab. So I think we'll leave this hiatus because this is going to be 2 fairly strong vowels together. I think that is going to be fine. But you know, we can deal with that. And now maki. Maki is the last one that we need to do all of the sound changes for, and then maki, and then we want the same things here. That's going to be weird. Mqiab. And then let's apply that. Now, okay, so let's paste them in. Maqi. Ash Lingua, I'm working on agreement morphology for numerals. We have run a poll and decided that only the first 3 numerals, Tad, Kha, and Maqi, will agree with the noun forms, and then we'll agree with the noun class, and then we're working on what those agreements forms look like. Makipug. Makipao. Makiab. And then Maki. Kanata ge Tabashi Misukan Misuko. Okay. So your language sounds nice if I'm reading that right. Yeah, Tuna, I'm doing great. Sorry, I didn't catch your message until just now. Okay, so that's the basics. Now, in terms of the forms of Maki, the only one that's given me pause is this Makia. I have 3 different solutions for that I about equally would like. So I'm going to give you those as a poll quickly. And we're going to run this as a ranking poll quickly. How do we resolve the form Makia? 3 and then class, what is it? Class 1? Class 1. So class 1 is autotrophs, plants and things, when it's agreeing with that kind of thing. Now, stays the same. Drop the I. So that would mean that this becomes just Maki. Just to make a note, that would be identical with class 5. And with the base form of the thing, right? And then the third option I will give you is dissimilation of I to schwa. So basically to keep that, get that distinction a little bit more clear, that I moves down to schwa, it becomes makia. Makia becomes makia. And again, any one of these we don't pick could end up affecting what dialects do, but we'll just say what happened within Middle Sylvan, and let's give this, so today at give you until 9 a.m. So a little over 5 minutes. Create this poll, and we'll go ahead and boom.
Dad, why is the huge cord going across here? Dad,
Yes.
why is the huge cord going?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like the black cord?
That's my Ethernet cable.
Why do you need that?
Because it's faster than Wi-Fi, and I can send higher quality video that way. Okay. So go vote in that poll. It should be in the. Is it in the chat for? Is it in the chat for YouTube? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I need to make sure I'm sending to everybody. Okay. There we go. Now everybody can vote. I think there's an issue with, I need to figure out how to get StreamerBot to work correctly and send things. Okay, Shift Enter is send to everybody. Okay, but I've already sent it, so we'll not worry too much about that. Okay, this actually should go right into there. I can get it to go. Yeah, yeah. It's it's nice. It's nice, but right now it's not properly. It's literally like draped over some things. It's not. Oh, really? Well, Logan, the thing is, like, I was having trouble with streaming and getting it high enough quality, and enough throughput. And let me like so I was having trouble with getting enough quality um with in order to do everything right, to do the streaming right. And I have gigabit internet, so it shouldn't have been a problem, right? But I was on Wi-Fi, and my my router is way over there in a different room. So, and also the kids will have their devices and they're watching stuff on the TV and stuff. So we end up with basically I end up with fighting with them on the Wi-Fi and generally just getting lower speed. So I just got a very long Ethernet cable and I plugged it in my computer. A lot of drywall fixing. Yeah, I don't want to drill too many holes in my drywall is another thing. I may, if I get this Ethernet um, cable permanently installed, I may just drill like one hole in order to get it through from the bedroom into this room, and then I'll just like use like the cable stays, the cable tracks that you can stick up to the corner in order to get it over to this computer. I believe that my cable is long enough for me to do that. But yeah, let's actually see. Now I'm streaming and stuff anyway, too, so it's probably not gonna be. Let's just check it and see like how my speed is going, huh? Okay, download speed, it's going to be really high because obviously I'm not downloading anything else right now. And upload speed. Oh, okay. So even with me as I am streaming, I am still getting really high upload speed on the speed test. So that I feel like the Ethernet was a good decision. So let's let me. Okay, and voting is about to end here. Buyers don't. Yeah. that is that is a thing. Um yeah, and the thing is like if I were going to drill a ton of holes, I might actually get the ISP to come out here, get like TDS out here and see if they will do that for me. Because like just me drilling holes and fixing drywall, like I'm not sure that I will be able to like do all of that stuff, particularly for such a long track. It's just going to be, it's a lot to get here. I really wish that residential homes in the United States had like modular wall panels so that I could do something like that myself and just like wire an Ethernet cable behind the wall without having to remud and redo the drywall and all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's Tinguish. That's probably what I would do if I just permanently affix it. Right now, I just have it temporarily strung up, and then I will unplug it after the stream. But we have a poll ended. That's enough talking about internet cables. Let's look at our poll. And it looks like everybody, it looks like we coalesced over, we're going to do dissimulation. So this actually, the current form is, I don't want, is Makia. Makia. So that's how it is. The first three of the numerals. In Middle Sylvan. Oh, okay. You're gonna sell blood plasma, huh? Okay. Silas the First Radiant. Hello. How are you doing? So we have all of our class forms. Do we want to do something with this tadse? I think that sounds kind of nice. I think maybe when we do our dialect divergence, we can adjust that and make it and like assimilate this to the D or delete it or make it do something else. But like maybe the night dialect will maintain that sound here. Uh-huh. Sacrifice to a fusion reactor. Plasma, blood plasma. Okay, I really need to work on some presentation here, but so, and then we have a myriad system. So yeah. I'm doing pretty well, Silas. Most of my people are watching on YouTube, but it's it's uh, it's nice to see somebody joining on Twitch too. So here we go. So and then I don't like this capitalized. So that is basically everything for numerals done. We can just sort of clean up. Yeah, 110 and one 111. I think, yeah, 111, yeah, 110.1 is what this is. And this is like insane. So this is, we go to literally, this is literally, what is it? It's, yeah, 900 10 and 420 and 9. Okay. There we go. That's basically that gives me enough, at least, to give me to give an idea of like what all of the new rules will look like, and just construct a new rule on its own. We've got the crazy like French style vigesimal system in the higher numbers. We've got some interesting like derivations, like with the 7 here, and we have some of the numbers agreeing with class. Oh, hey, okay, Silas. That's great. Well, hopefully you can learn something from my streams. I, um, you could always go to the back catalog on YouTube. This is the first time. Well, I have done the multi-stream thing before, but this is like the first time that I have gotten it properly working. And then, okay, so we have some cleanup stuff to do. And I think, because our demonstratives, I had some issue with getting stuff here. So, the demonstratives, I need to figure out how we're doing plural and oblique and locative. Bye, Soten. Oh. Soten again? Soten, do you have a second account and you're saying bye to yourself? Okay. So these will need agreement paradigms, and we will need to figure out like oblique and locative. So we already have this. So this is the Elder Fae system, right? This is the Elder Fae system, right? And we decided that these ended up getting supplanted because they became pronouns, right? Now, I want to think about a few different scenarios. So here we have suppletion between singular and plural. Do we want suppletion all the way through, or do we want the singular and plural forms derived from each other in these cases? That's number one. Number two, do we want to have some neutralization to have happened here, which yeah. I've been working on conlangs since I was like 15, Silas, and this language, for this streaming series, what I've been doing is taking the in D&D the exotic languages and made those, and then am going to use those to create spell incantations. I've finished Draconic. Draconic is basically done. That's called Ndakaga, and I have almost finished writing incantations for every spell in the SRD. Right. This one is Sylvan, and it will be the spellcasting language for druids and rangers, and it's the language of the Fae. So I have a little bit of world building on my idea of the Feywild, which I call Faerie, and right now we're kind of finishing up what I want to do with this language. Is I want to do a dialect split. So right now we're working on the stage that comes right before the dialect split, which I'm calling Middle Fae, right? And then we'll split into 4 dialects: dawn, day, dusk, and night. Hi, Dr. Kitten. And then from there, once we have those 4 dialects, we'll form a koine, which will become the spellcasting language. If you don't know what a koine is, it's like, it's like when dialects of a language like join together and form a new language. So right now we're in the middle phase stage. We're working on, we just finished numerals. We've done some syntactic constructions. We've done some, we have 5 noun classes, and we've done nouns and verbs and inflecting prepositions. There's a few things that are calling back to Celtic, even though it's not at all like part of the Celtic language family. But right now, I'm sort of deciding. I will throw to. I'm sort of deciding on like 2 parts here, which is what are the plurals here, the plural demonstratives, and what are the oblique and locative demonstratives. And let me put together some polls. So something that can happen is there can be fewer distinctions. So I think I'm going to ask. Let me throw together something real quick, and hopefully this will get us to get things done faster. Forms. By letting me ask several questions at once. So let's see. Which demonstratives? So okay, I think I can do this. So we can do checkboxes. Can I do checkbox grid? Oh, yes, that's good. Okay. And then we want actually this needs to be a radial, right? And we need to say, okay, Now, these are going, this is going to have, yeah. So so oblique and locative already merge singular and plural, right? But we want to do other mergers. And I think we'll do one question at a time, but so how murder, Dr. Kitten. That's a mouthful. Now, there's two ways to deal with a word that you don't like. You can, but there's several ways you can deal with a word you don't like. One would be to just coin something different, right? Another would be introduce some irregular sound change that makes it something you do like. The third one is just deal with it. So it's up to you what your artistic vision is. So are there mergers in the Elder Fae demonstratives? Oh. So here's okay. So Elder Fae had these three: proximal, medial, and distal. And then let me, I'm going to share this survey. Oh. What? It didn't work. Okay. Copy the responder link. Okay, copy. I'm sharing this in the chat. Okay. And this should go to both chats. Let me make sure that everything is hunky-dory. Oh, that's weird. Okay. That's why I check. Okay. So, need to figure out why that's the case, but we can just make sure that it goes everywhere. And so what we have is, so proximal means closer to the speaker. Medial means like closer to the listener or sort of an in-between. Distal is way over there, right? My question is, do we have unique forms in all of these slots, or were there some mergers, like say proximal and medial were merged here, medial and distal were merged here? Now, while you're making that choice, these forms all became class 5 pronouns. So you can keep that in mind. If you are going to merge these with this, these, medial and distal, became proximal and distal in Middle Fae because these had become pronouns. So you could end up with pronouns and demonstratives that look the same, which is okay. It's just being aware of what choice you're making, right? Or you could have these merged here between medial and distal, and then they would be merged in Middle Fae, and you would lose the distance distinction. Again, that is okay. It's just considering what choice you're making. So I have thrown that out to you guys. I'm going to keep that poll open for a little while and see what the results are. And hopefully I will be able to like see what's going on with that. So let me try to forms at google.com and what happened? Well, it's always good to have the option. Okay, so I want to be on... Did this... Hey, what's going on? You guys are able to access that form. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, person distinction. That's definitely... So I do not get how Google Forms works. Like, okay, are people successfully using that survey form? Okay, that's the form. What if I view this? I don't know. Okay. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this. This is really... So, what was the title of it? Google Forms is very strange. Yeah, so Elder Fae. So somehow I've just like lost access to this form? Does it... Okay. Okay, let me try to log in with... If I'm in... Did I create it? Okay. I created it as Conlangery. Okay. Now I can see it. Okay, it's just I was on a different account. Okay, I'm gonna leave that open and see like how many people are watching and how many people respond. And we'll just keep that open for a few more minutes. Give you guys time to respond, and then we'll see exactly where we stand on that. This new thing I'm trying. It just can make things run a little bit smoother. Meanwhile, I've got. I don't know what the Discord messages are about. Oh, that's just my announcements, my own announcements. I'm glad that it worked. Okay. Yeah, see, you can find ways to adjust it, right? Okay, let's see. So we have 8 people on YouTube at least. I probably just have one person on Twitch at this point. Is there a way to like know? Let's keep reloading and see. Give a few more minutes. And I can look at. Voiceless nasals don't have to express their voicelessness on themselves. Well, I mean, they can. The voicelessness can migrate. That's right, Soten. Soten again. Okay. And I think I'm going to have a follow-up quickly. Let's keep things rolling. Meanwhile, we can take a look at our constructions. So we have a base a possession. We don't have the predicative possession yet, but we can throw that together. We can just need to decide whether there's a verb have or it's like one of these. It's at me. I think some Celtic languages do the at me, but I also did that already in Ndekaga, and so it's a question of like, do I want to repeat myself or do I want to just do something different? We've got adjectives are are verbs. Yeah, so Ife Natajik, the old Fae, right? And then we have a comparative construction. We have basic subordinate clauses. and a complement clause and a resultative clause, relative clauses are done. Okay, we did not. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're solid here. Let's check that. Let's check that. Where is the... Oh. What is going on here? Let's reload this. Okay. I am going to call that. I'm going to stop accepting responses. I don't know if there's a... Is there a way to... So, people are wanting the plural to have 3 distinct forms. Oblique merges the medial and distal, and locative merges the medial and distal. So, that's how we're going to do it. So let's go back to demonstratives. And this may be the last thing we do today. So we have 3, these are merged. And these are merged. And that means these are going to be merged. And these are going to be merged. Now, this means we need 4 forms. Do we want... Now, the second thing that we want to say is... Are these related? So, let me just run that as a quick up and down one. Are the plural demonstratives are the distal, elder, fae, plural demonstratives related to their singular forms? So my question here is this suppletive like it is for the proximal, or is this are they related in some way? And then that can inform how we form these, right? So we're going to say just straight up yes or no. And I'm making this a straw poll because we do have somebody on Twitch, so we'll just include everybody here. Close the poll today at 9:40. And then okay, I don't know what broadcaster is, but I will. I'm gonna have to keep separately sending this to Soten again. Soten, the let me make sure you can see. So these, the proximals, became demonstratives. Became pronouns. Sorry. So these became, if we go to the pronouns, these became the oh, it's hard to say. See, these became the third person pronouns with all of their like agreement and everything. So what happened was these all became pronouns. And so the medial and distal moved to become proximal, like the medial moved to fill in the space of the proximal. Which means that since you guys have decided that oblique and locative demonstratives didn't have the medial distal distinction, they will have no distinction here. That's going to be an interesting thing to deal with. I think that's going to actually leave a hole where dialects are concerned that they may want to fill and may fill in different ways. That can be an interesting thing to do. In any case, it's an interesting setup. So now I'm just asking you guys, are these related to these? And so at 9:40, I will check in on that up and down poll. And then I think, yeah. Yeah. So let's go to the demonstratives and let's look at let's be watching the results. All right. You got 1 minute. Honestly, by the time you hear that, it might be closed. you watch it. Let's see. Let's. Okay, voting is closed. And it was just by one vote that we're going to decide that they are related. So, how are they related? Now, here's the thing. We're still going to have to work out, like, forms for all of these. But we can sort of say that I'm going to say that, like, we'll have the class 5 forms here. And then we can work with that to create all of the class forms for all of these, because these are going to agree with class. These are just going to be like the base class 5 forms, and those will keep the plural marking. But let's think about, let me generate let me go ahead and generate a few oh, why am I this is wild. Okay, let me just go and generate a few light things to generate as a suffix. I'll go. Oh, no, I do not want that. So 10. String coup. I think if we have a coup, but just like a single coup, and let's get both of these. We're going to jump to Lexergy. And apply that. Kshipku. 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 So right. So this is the class 5 form. The other classes will be derived based on the singular form, right? Which we will sort of work out all together here. Let's see. And then for the oblique and allocative, we need to actually generate new words, and then I will build in. I will give you something for that. So. So, you made me think about etymological sources of demonstratives. Yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm not thinking too much about the etymological sources of demonstratives. And so we're going to go with a checkbox grid, I think, actually. And I'm going to jump in. We're going to go back to Lexifer. We're going to generate the full possible phonotactic stuff. We'll go and not liking those so much. Ah, that's nice. Okay, let's okay, let me see what all of these happen. We'll just add this to here and then apply changes. Okay, export, and then I'm going to B and kushk. Yeah, I think kushk. Kushk. And we'll have, this is oblique demonstrative. Locative demonstrative. And what are the forms for the oblique locative demonstratives? And then I'm going to let me do some settings on this form. And then questions. And then I'm going to, okay, publish this. I'm going to get a copy of the link. And make sure, I don't know why I'm having to paste in both places. But, okay, guys, I'm going to watch the responses for this one. And what you can choose as many as you like for each one, and I will just get the top votes. Okay? And those will become the forms. While we are at that, why is that? I just want to make sure. Okay. Good. Just in case I want to use my raw mic for something. Oh. Okay. Conliner chat, yay. And that may end up being all that we have time for. I have to see. Okay. We've got some people. Okay. So, get your votes in. Coming from verbs for to go. So, let's say, because I'm not really worried about that. I'm not thinking, because these demonstratives existed in Elder Fae, and I'm not super worried about what the origin of Elder Fae was, right? Well, we can look at demonstrative. Let's go find the source index. Look at the index here. Yeah, source target. So we want actually the target source index, right? Okay. Target source list. So we go to demonstratives. If there's even any information, I think there's theories that demonstratives tend to be very basic, early things that develop. Go to D, E, demonstratives. Yeah, okay, yeah, they can come from to go. They can come from here. They can come from there. Now, obviously, they could come from other sources, and they're just not listed in the World Lexicon. But that's the things that the World Lexicon of grammaticalization says for demonstratives. So that's reasonable. Oh, that makes sense. This may be something that I consider when I'm doing my dialects because of the need to reinvent the distance distinction in yeah. Okay. Let me keep tracking this. Okay. And how many people are watching? Okay. Okay. I'm giving you guys one more minute, then I'm going to close this. Or wait, that's not the right one. I need to get the oblique interrogative. Okay. Let me see how many responses there are. Yeah, giving you guys one more minute, and then I will close that and decide on what are going to be the forms, right? So, and after that, we're probably going to have to end the stream because I don't really have time to work up forms. Maybe I'll do that off camera. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn off responses. And this is our final vote here. We've got, looks like the highest was for the oblique and B for the locative. So let's go ahead and put those into our chart. This is oblique. And so we have and so that's interesting. These two could merge, actually. It's going to depend on how all of their agreement morphology works out. And then we had B. Nice and simple one. Okay, why is it? There we go. B. So, and let's make sure that we have that here to know. So these two could have been related to, is another thing to think about. And this is B. And that is going to be it for today. I think, do I want to end it here or do I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to check through this document and I'm going to see if there's any other things that we need to clean up. Obviously, we do need to actually make forms for these. And then I need to see that I have all the constructions that I want to have present. And then after that is sorted out, then next stream we will sort of finalize Middle Fae as much as we can here and move on to figuring out the dialect split. So that is where we're going to be at for now. And that works out. So thank you all for watching. And I'm going to come on next week, 8 a.m. Central Time, and we will wrap up the Middle Fae stage. And then after that, I think I will have like a little break and do something else for one stream and then come back. Depends on like how other things work out. But for now, thank you for watching. Tongues and Runes. Join me next week. Like and subscribe and share if you haven't done that stuff. And happy conlanging.